Hey folks, Crazy Climber 80 here again. And this time we're going to look at a game called Batsugun, and this was created in 1993 by a company called Toaplan and also licensed to Taito. I don't think this was seen in the US, but it's a really nice vertically scrolling shooter. This was suggested by YouTube user Joey Ford. But Toaplan, not long after this game, folded, and many of the programmers, there's one fighter you can choose from, Geno, and another one is Beltiana, and another one is called Iceman, clearly taken from Top Gun. And then if you put in a quarter on the right-hand side of the machine, you can choose from three other fighters like, what's his name, Schneider, Altino, and Olysis or something. But it's a really nice vertically scrolling shooter, also known as a shmup for shoot 'em up. But this was widely considered to be the first, what is it called, manic shooter, in which enemy bullets can literally fill the screen, and you have almost no safe spots to move to. But typically with those type of shooters, you got some really nice power-ups, and this game is no exception. Very nice graphics, very nice music, gameplay, pretty awesome. There's only 5 levels, but many of the programmers of Toaplan went on to form a company called Cave, and Cave did a lot of shooters as well. Did them very well. This might be one of Toaplan's best games, if not the best of their games. But like I said, Toaplan did not last too much longer than this. There was, it was called something like Batusugun-Special version that never made it to arcades, but they did make a like a custom PCB with the game on it. And there's just mostly graphical difference or color difference, some different power-ups, tighter collision detection. We're going to start with Beltiana. Beltiana is the sister of Geno. She thought that he was dead. He became a cyborg after a critical injury. Iceman is a cool dude with blonde hair, clearly taken after Val Kilmer's character in Top Gun, which I thought was a pretty overrated movie. But I like Beltiana's weapon. She and I think Altino and Olysis have weapons that you can hold down the fire button, and you will always have a steady stream of shots that will not dissipate. That's why I like using them best. The other characters, you have to repeatedly press the fire button, and you can hold it for like maybe a couple seconds, but that's about it. Here and there will be little chevron type symbols. You can collect those, and they get big points for them later on. Our first boss, his name is Deep Purple. Smoke on the water. But you also get a secondary weapon, which is your bomb. This first boss, the only real difficult thing about it is those blue shots. Notice that it said plus 100. You accrue experience points, and you can level up your jet twice, and that'll give it better firepower. There are also power-ups like that floating pea that you can pick up. that will make your shot like wider. But you can also shoot smaller enemies that will add points on your experience meter. I don't remember how many points you need to get on your experience meter to level up, but you'll see me level up once or twice. But you can only do it a total of 2 times. When you die or have to continue, you will lose, I think, just 1 strength of your power up, but your level up will not be lost. And you just saw me level up. Now we're going on to the stage 2 boss, Mad Zella. There's silly names or bad English in this game. And I'm definitely using my bombs on the enemies, or on the bosses. There is oh crap, I was not ready for that steady stream of shots. See, it can get kind of crazy. Early on it's not that difficult, but now it's starting to get difficult with shots filling the screen. And like I said, that's classified as, I think they said, a manic shooter. Maybe it was maniac shooter, I don't know, but that's where enemy bullets just fill up the screen and you have almost no room to maneuver. And there I got another 100 points of experience for destroying the boss. And that meter at the bottom, when it fills up, you will go to the next level, but only twice. Once it goes back to 0, it becomes insignificant. I mean, after you pass those 2 levels. You will get opportunities to get more bombs. And actually, maybe once you fill up the meter again after passing those 2 levels, you might get more bombs. I don't remember. But yeah, collect those little chevrons, and you will get a bonus for them when you beat the level, unless you died and lost the chevrons. You don't get a bonus here for collecting all of them right there in that are connected in those lines. But this is a pretty good shooter. I had never seen this in arcades. I'm just assuming that it did not show up in US arcades. What's with that grunting? Weird. But I'll play as these 3 guys. And like I said before, you can choose 3 from 3 other characters by putting a credit in the right side of the machine, or in the right coin slot. Mad Steel Darkness is boss number 3. You can shoot off their hands. Now, don't get in the way of those giant lasers, for sure. There are no shots that you can shoot in this game. In some of these shoot-em-ups, you can shoot some enemy shots. You can't do that in this game. They will fill the screen and send you scurrying for cover. Yeah, releasing a bomb, if you're surrounded by bullets, will make the bullets disappear. So, a good thing to remember. I have never been particularly good at shmups, and I'm not particularly good at this one. Watch out for, watch out for those cannons on the left and right, shooting those shots, or destroying as quickly as you can. Oh, they reformate. Great. There, I leveled up. But that's the most amount of times I can level up. Yeah, they say little things in between the levels, and characters will say things to each other if you're playing two-player simultaneous play. I will show you all the endings later on. I won't be able to tell you what they say because it doesn't show up very big or in very legible letters, especially when I'm watching my gameplay in kind of a smaller window. I think here I decided not to continue. Oh, maybe I did. Yeah, I gotta show you Iceman. And again, that was taken from a Top Gun character. I don't like his weapon because I guess I just got confused as to which was my ship I was controlling, because he's got two side ships that are shooting lasers. It eventually gets tough to differentiate sometimes your shots from the enemy shots. And obviously your shots are going the opposite direction, but the screen gets so full of bullets that you just get confused and end up getting blown up. But graphically, the sound, the music, this is a great shooter. And like I said, I don't think it appeared in American arcades. And there was an upgrade to the game called Batusugun-Special version, but it was not released in arcades. But it eventually was released on PCBs, game boards. So you could get it and upgrade your existing Batsugun if you have a Batsugun arcade PCB or cabinet or whatever. Yeah, I think I declined to continue at this point. I have heard that the game has finite continues, but I don't think that's correct. I think that you can keep continuing as much as you like. And I'll put in my initials. If you continued, then and you got a high score, then the game will just call you CNT. I'm afraid to guess what that might stand for. That's Batsugun. We will look at the rest of the game. And we will look at the fourth boss that I did not quite reach. And his name is Jupiter. There is a trick, and I put on invincibility cheat from this point on, just so I could finish up the game quickly. Again, those chevrons, you collect them, and you will get bonus points counted for them if you survive and make it to the end of the level. And the big ones are worth more than the small ones. But there is a trick to this boss, and we will look at it later. There will be two giant laser cannons on the second part of this boss. There are two parts to the boss, and it's the second part after this. I'm gonna skip forward to the second part. But if you destroy the two giant laser cannons on the left and the right before you try to destroy the boss itself, there will be tanks that will appear from these little hangars. You want to let them all appear and then turn red, and then you use your bomb on them. Then they will each be worth 59,630 per tank. Pretty nice. I didn't do that here, but I'll show you what it looks like later. It's getting interesting. But that is Geno, and he is a cyborg. And his sister Beltiana thought he was dead, but he survived a critical injury and was brought back as a cyborg. I'm just going to show you a snippet of the last level, and then a little bit later I'll show you what it looks like to beat the boss. And yeah, this is a pretty good shmup. I need to learn to call it by what all the other gamers call it, a shmup, which stands for shoot 'em up. But again, this is one of the first manic, it was either manic or maniac shooters, I think it was manic shooters, where the enemy bullets can literally fill the screen, and you have like almost nowhere to move to not get hit by enemy fire. The boss's name, I can't remember exactly what it was called, but it has the word galaxy in it, but they call it Garaxy. Good old English. But once you beat this boss, you get to see the ending sequence, or at least the ending sequence with the guy I was using. And that's Geno. All stages clear. After several defeated battle, he was transformed into a cyborg by Dr. Gabriel, and then he went on to make the legend as the space hero. Okay. And then the end credits. That is Batsugun. Now, the Batsu part of Batsugun means like the absolute best there is, by far the best. But the Batsu part can also mean like X or cross. And so they put an X under Batsugun on the title screen, I think. You know, the Japanese really love their puns. But again, a number of the Toaplan employees went on to form the company Cave. You know, after Toaplan went under, and Cave did a whole bunch of shooters too. Toaplan, this was probably their best game. Snow Brothers was fairly popular. Tiger Healy had some fans, but I think this was probably their best game. Thank you for your playing. Presented by Toaplan. Now I'll put in my initials. Yeah, that yellow jacket is I think that's the name of Geno's ship. Well, now we'll look at a little bit of Schneider's jet and his firepower capabilities. He's an older, bearded pilot, and he is one of the three that you choose from when you put a coin in the right side of the cabinet. And there's Altino, and she is a mechanic, a young mechanic, and she dresses like DJ Boy, if you've ever played that game. And again, she has a lightning shot just like Beltiana, and you can just hold it down and it'll just release a steady stream of lightning, which is very nice. And now this is Olysis, or Olysis. And I think that you can hold down the button with his, and it is a guy, it doesn't really look like one, with his shot, I think. It's this little wave beam. They get wider and stronger as you pick up more power-ups and increase your level. Well, here's the endings. Sorry, I didn't. You'll have to read them. I'm not gonna bother. But that's Beltiana and just Beltiana's ending, and that's just Iceman's ending. We already saw Geno's ending. And then there's Schneider's ending. And Altino's ending. And then Olysis's ending. And now here's Geno and Schneider, I believe. You know, if you play them both together, simultaneous play. And then Geno and Altino, their ending. And then Geno and Olysis, or Olysis. And it's supposed to be a guy on the right. All those Japanese and their androgynous characters. And then there's Beltiana and Schneider. And then Beltiana and Olysis. You can't have Geno and Beltiana, or Beltiana and Iceman, or Iceman and Geno, or, you know. You can't have the one player guys playing simultaneously. It has to be the one player guys, you know, from the left side of the cabinet versus the two player guys from the right side of the cabinet. You know what I'm saying? They have to play together that way. And Iceman and Schneider, and then Altino, and then Olysis. I don't know, and I don't care. But lastly, I'll show you the trick to getting 59,630 points a tank from the fourth boss. And again, Iceman was taken from Top Gun. Well, yeah, let's look at the trick. And yeah, I put on invincibility here too. But yeah, on the second part of the boss, you want to destroy the left and right cannons. Take out those. It's pretty hard to do with all this firepower, raining down on you. Now wait for all those tanks to formate and then turn red. I mean, all of them, and then bomb them. I think you have to bomb them twice. There we go. Look at that. That's pretty darn nice, isn't it? Do it again if you're not getting blown away. But that was Batsugun by Toaplan in 1993, and also licensed to Taito. It was widely considered the first manic shooter. This is Crazy Climber 80 saying thanks for watching Batsugun by Toaplan and licensed to Taito in 1993. This was requested by Joey Ford. I will catch you folks later with another video. Have a good one, folks. Bye-bye.